So I figured I'd do this while it's on the top of my mind. It is Tuesday, but this will be posted Wednesday because I've said way too much already. But as we have discovered over the last couple of years, speaking the truth about whatever you're speaking about is not hate. So I'm not hating on anyone or anything. Fucking assholes. Driving like maniacs. I'm doing 140. And it's not fast enough for these dicks. Anyway. Here's the number one truth. No one wants to be behind the plumbing truck. That's an absolute fact. Doesn't matter where it is. They got it, and they'll cut you off at every opportunity that they can. And then slow down, which is what this crazy chick is doing in front of me right now, to match the speed limit. It bothers me. Anyway, the point is, you can tell I'm doing this live, is speaking the truth speaking truth is not hate. So the thing that perplexes me the most about these manufacturers and sort of their DEI approach to the marketing, which I totally understand and get, that's sort of the thrust of their focus. When I say most of the influencers that are out there, by and large, the ambassadors, the representatives, the whatever, nomenclature we're using now, the team members, I can't even think of them all anymore, but that whole corporate culture naming system, most of those people don't have any buying power. Most of them are not self-employed. They work for companies. Most of the products they get, they have to use in their garages because they're not allowed to use it on sites because they haven't got permission from the boss or the union or the school board that they work for or whatever the case may be, because there's liability issues with bringing your own materials on site. So it perplexes me that they would, I guess on one side of me absolutely understands it, because you want to have, those ratios of minimized groups involved in your advertising. I get that. I'm not critical of that. I understand what's going on there and the reasons for it. But the other side of me is like, what are you doing? The person that you just gave, $2,000 worth of tools or products to can never use those products, ever. And if they do, it'll be on their own home or on some side job that they're probably not insured to do. So, and I mean it. Some of the biggest names out there are employees and have zero say in what goes in their installations. It does not distract from their skill of what they do and how they do it. But that's what, I don't know how many hoops they've had to go through to, put their stickers on stuff that isn't theirs. Like, do they take the stickers off when they're done? Right? Or they tape the stickers on and then they put the company sticker on afterwards? I don't know. When I was doing bar banter on a regular basis, when I would ask people that worked for companies to come on, they would have to get clearance from their companies to come and talk to me. Say, hey, I'm going to do this. We're not going to be talking about any, internal workings of this company. We're just basically shooting the shit. And so don't. Do I have your permission to come on here? And it would take them a couple of days to get back to me and say, yeah, no, I got clearance. Which again, you're just like, what? I mean that's sort of the eye opener. And one of the, frankly, beautiful things and awful things about my life is I have full autonomy to do whatever I want to do. I absolutely have to respect the wishes and requests of my clientele, but I can absolutely navigate what their wishes and requests are by the choices that I make and the people that I talk to. And so when you see those dudes and gals, again, I'm not hating on anybody, but the fact that they're in their truck or they're filming a job, they've had to get clearance to do that, to provide that content, which means, to me, in my opinion, that it's not authentic because it's being approved by somebody else. And absolutely, the algorithm and the software that we use to communicate our work and our ideas also is an authority, and can decide what is allowed to be posted and what isn't. But that's one of my biggest beefs is every big company I know here provides most of their big tools. You're responsible for your hand tools, but they provide all the material and all of the tools necessary to get the job done. And yet these tool and manufacturing companies are sending them all sorts of product. Like, where are you going to use that? Oh yeah, you're going to fabricate a situation on the back of your truck or in your garage or whatever the case may be, in your basement, or you're upgrading your own equipment and say, because you can't use it anywhere else. So that's part of my critique of the industry, which means nothing. It's literally my one dude's opinion in the middle of Western Canada. Probably one of the lowest demographics for sales of anywhere in North America, except for maybe I don't know, who should I pick on? Alabama. That's probably not true either. I'm literally just pulling that out of my head. But so I get what representation. And we live it every day. When I need something, oh man, we've got some in Vancouver, and we've got some in Ontario, Toronto, and then the rest is on the eastern seaboard. Like, okay, how long to get it flown out here? And even when that happens, as is evident the last couple of weeks, it shows up wrong or not at all. So I understand my own buying power is not the same as some of those guys on the east side there, but again, most of those guys on the east side are not their own boss, not the masters of their own domain, and they aren't actually able to make any, they're not buying any of those products, and they have no buying power, which seems counterintuitive to me. And like I said, I try and keep these things under 10 minutes, so we're coming up on 10 minutes. So as usual, those are my thoughts and not yours, and you're welcome to keep the conversation going here in the comments, and maybe, if you're lucky, this Friday we'll do mystery guest, Mr. Mystery Guest, or Mrs. Mystery Guest, or Miss Mystery Guest, and we can continue the conversation there. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Have an excellent day. Enjoy your Wednesday, even though it's Tuesday.